my name is Claire Moyer. I'm an online trainer, a nutrition coach, and a personal trainer. I am making this video series to highlight my training for Monumental Half Marathon, and I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about my background. I've always loved endurance sports and running and triathlons, and I've been doing them since high school and college, and I recently took a long break to focus on my strength, and I'm probably the leanest and strongest I've ever been just by following a progressive overload strength training program with good nutrition. And I wanted to highlight how if your goals are just general health and weight loss and you don't find a lot of enjoyment in exercise or other things, it doesn't have to be this difficult. You don't have to go run marathons. And I wanted to make sure that I brought that up so people didn't think that in me talking about this, they should go start training or this would be the best avenue for them. And you should find something that you genuinely enjoy doing and something that really matches up with your personal goals. With that said, each week I'm going to be covering a different topic, things such as calories, to how much cardio you should be doing for weight loss, to what is progressive overload. So if you're not interested in seeing my training or the other random things that I'm doing in my life, go ahead and skip ahead to the end for that week's topic. If you guys have any questions or any requests, send me a message, comment below, DM me at Claire Moyer on Instagram, and thank you guys so much for tuning in. So this is my training plan. If you want to take a closer look, go ahead and just press the pause button. So I lowered my mileage a little bit in the first couple weeks because I came into it with low mileage, and this is an intermediate plan, and you can also see where I'm planning to do my weights. Where there's an arrow, that means I'll do it either Thursday or Friday.
Oh yeah.
Bye.
Have fun.
We're gonna go for a 5-mile run. It's gonna be really slow and super fun because we went and had drinks last night. So let you know how it goes. Sam's a lot faster than me. He ran his mini marathon at a 6:19 mile pace. What was your overall time?
1:24, something like that.
1:24, so a lot faster than me. So we're gonna go to ride our bikes to the track and do miles repeat, which is basically the fast run of the week. So it's really fast running followed by a slow, moderate pace, and the mileage of each week really varies. I actually don't remember how much today's is, but I guess we'll figure out when we get there. I'm really tired. I really don't want to go. Hey, what are we doing?
Well, since Claire doesn't know what the workout is,
It's not true.
we have a 1-mile warm-up, and then we have 2 interval miles at 10K pace, so a little bit faster than her goal half marathon time, with 800-meter recovery in between, finishing up with a mile easy. Then we'll ride our bikes home.
So we just did our one last mile. How close am I to the camera? And I am dead. It's a hard day. It's really hot today, so we're gonna do our cool down.
And you have another alarm going off.
I have this habit where I set alarms for everything that I need to remember. Stop it.
What's this one for? Show the camera.
All right, let's see. This one is,
Eat dinner.
oh, it says list, okay?
Oh,
So
great.
what that means, oh, I probably shouldn't have snoozed it, is it means to check the list of things that I need to remember.
Cool.
You know. We are about to go camping this weekend, and so I will either do my long run when I get home on Sunday night, or I will do it Monday. Hopefully Sunday night, but we'll see. I already said all this, but Sam's stupid and he wasn't recording. I'm sorry, stupid's not a nice word. We're gonna go, well, I'm gonna go run 6 miles, and
I'm gonna ride my bike.
I don't want to, because I was supposed to do it yesterday, but we were really tired when we got back from camping, so.
It's a beautiful night though, Claire.
It is a beautiful night. I just want to eat food and go to bed.
Alright, let's run. 2.5 miles. It's really buggy out here. Getting eaten alive. I bet you're getting eaten alive if I am. How fast are you going?
9:22. On my long runs, I try to go to a point where I can hold a conversation, and I do a lot of heart rate, so I try not to get my heart rate much over like 145. Just really depends on the day. And a lot of times it's anywhere from 1 minute to sometimes even 2 minutes, depending on the day, faster than my goal pace time in the race. So this week's topics are maintenance calories. Whether you track your calories or not, calories are still a part of your diet. We all have maintenance calories, whatever amount of food we consume on a daily basis that would keep us at our current weight at this point in time. I want to talk a little bit about how at the end of the day, when it comes to weight loss, what you need for weight loss is a caloric deficit. There was a professor, Mark Hub at Kansas State, professor of human nutrition. He did an experiment basically on himself, a 10-week study, where in 10 weeks he lost 27 pounds by taking his calories from 2,600 to 1,700 calories, only eating Twinkies, Oreos, Doritos, and other various snack foods. He lost 27 pounds and left the study with lower cholesterol and 39% less triglycerides than when he came into the study, which is fat, by the way. The point isn't that you should go start eating Twinkies, but at the end of the day, when you're eating in a calorie deficit, you will lose weight if that's your goal. I have attached an infographic by Dr. Brett Contreras where we talk a little bit more about how all diets do work and why that is, because they are all just different forms of creating a calorie deficit, which is why some are more effective for other people because they are more sustainable, or it's just something that someone prefers. Creating a calorie deficit doesn't necessarily have to be as strict as tracking your calories and making a deficit. It can be a lot easier than that if you even just change a couple habits, such as eating less calorie dense foods or slowing down when you eat, being more mindful when you eat. But the point in the end is you can enjoy the foods you like and maybe actually end up being less consumed by the thought of food if you can just make the whole process a little bit more scientific and realize that as long as you consume a little bit less than you're spending on a daily basis, then you will lose weight. It's the same reason that we check our bank accounts to see how much money is in there before we shop, because we don't want to overdraft, right? So the same way that we can keep up on that and check on that is the same way that we can track our calories and see where we're at, as long as it's not triggering for you or puts you in a bad place mentally. All right, so we're going to talk more about maintenance calories, the amount of calories that you need to consume on a daily basis to maintain your current weight. So we'll calculate your TDE, which is your total daily energy expenditure. That comes from your gender, weight, age, activity level, metabolic rate, thermic effect of food, non-exercise activity, thermogenesis. So the first thing we need to do to calculate your TDEE is to find your BMR, which is your basal metabolic rate. So I use the Mifflin-Saint equation, pretty standard, and that is your calories that are burned if you were to stay in bed all day. So let's use Sally. So Sally is 5 foot 4 inches. Sally weighs 140 pounds, and Sally is 25 years old, and Sally is a female. Okay, so using those 4 things, if we were to plug it into the BMR equation, which I'm going to link below, all you have to do is go to the website and enter in all of those 4 demographics. So I did that beforehand with our made up Sally, and Sally's BMR is 1442.6. So the next thing that we're going to need to do is take Sally's BMR and multiply it by her activity level. So I'm going to insert a picture of a chart that I use to do that. So we're going to say that Sally is lightly active. She works out about 3 times a week maybe. She works a desk job. So we're going to put her in the lightly active category. So we would take her activity level number, which is 1.375 times her BMR, 1,442.6. Multiply those together and you get 1,983. In addition to the link with the BMR calculator, you will also find a calculator that just goes ahead and skips the BMR step and does every single step that I'm doing here and calculates your TDEE, which is the number that we're getting here at the very end, so you don't have to do any of the work, just plug your information in. With my clients, I like to take this number and put it into a range, and I would recommend you do the same. So when you get this number from the equation, I would say for Sally, so we'll call this 2,000 calories. I would say that her range would be 1,900 to 2,100. I think this just makes it more flexible and more realistic. So to figure out if you have the right maintenance, what you have to do is track accurately. And so if you're tracking and you're getting in that range consistently and you're weighing yourself consistently and you're losing weight, that would mean that your maintenance calories are higher. If you are staying at the same weight, that's your maintenance calories. If you're gaining weight, that would mean that your maintenance calories are lower. Well, let's say Sally did find that this is an accurate number for her, those are her maintenance calories, and she wants to lose some weight. So an appropriate rate of weight loss can be anywhere from half a pound to a pound a week. Less is fine, obviously, of course. That's a sustainable, realistic goal. So with that, 3,500 calories are in a pound. So if you wanted to lose half a pound a week, you would want to put yourself in a 250 calorie deficit. So Sally would minus 250, and her range would be 1,650 to 1,850, and that would be half a pound a week. If she wanted to lose a pound a week, she would put herself in a 500 calorie deficit. That would bring her calories to 1,400 to 1,600. And that would be the amount of calories that she would be needing to eat to lose that amount of weight. I would love to reiterate that this is not me telling you that this is the way that you should approach it, but this is just the scientific way, and the rate of weight loss. This does not include where your protein should be at, how healthy you are. This is more so of just so you understand what that equation looks like and how that kind of works. At the end of the day, tracking calories is not for everyone. I wouldn't recommend it for everyone, especially for anyone who finds it particularly triggering or overwhelming for themselves. But if you don't have those issues, I do really recommend tracking calories or making a few different changes in your diet, like portion tracking, setting a protein goal, doing some things that would kind of naturally create a calorie deficit without you feeling so restricted or like you have to change everything all at once.
How do I stop it?
The red button.
Bye.
Oh, lens cover's on. Sure. It made me realize how much I say and like, and it also made me respect bloggers a lot. I don't know how they do all these great videos and get such good footage. Like, I feel like I really suck at it. Case in point, my camera is still recording.